Hello you guys, my name is Miguel Gomez, fellow Xray tech student here, giving you some more knowledge on what to expect while being in the Xray program. So some of the big things are we're looking at the essays and projects that you might be assigned. Keep in mind that depending on your program, these will vary, but the general concept will be the same. So in ours, every semester, either one class or two class will be assigned usually a project. This can be either a group project, or it can be an individual project, or it can be like a PowerPoint, and there's also essays involved. So to look at the group projects, those usually involve like the lab scene, like we'll be X-raying things, and we'll be like looking at how contrast affects or how foreshortening affects. Just depending on what you're learning, they'll take that. You'll actually put it, they'll give you like a small section and you'll put that actual into use in the lab settings using X-ray equipment. And you'll be able to almost do like an experiment, I guess. Like back in high school when they had those like pre-made experiments that you would do and then you'd present to class, kind of like that. And also there's another one where you get a group of people and you'll combine and do a PowerPoint slide over a certain aspect. It'll be like radiation protection, or it'll be how does radiation affect the population or environment. And then each person will be required to present like a certain aspect of the PowerPoint and explain to like your group. It'll be, the teachers kind of use it as a filler, so they don't have to teach that specific unit of the chapter. They kind of use it like that from what I've seen. Those are not too bad. Some of them are timed, so depending on your time, ours was like, one was like 5 minutes, other was 10 minutes, and our longest one was a 30-minute presentation. That one was kind of chunky, but that one, like, you had a decent amount of time to prepare. Some of them you'll have like 1 week to prepare. Others, like the big project, the 30-minute one we had about like usually 2 weeks into the semester. They'll like tell you what you have, and then by the end of the semester you'll present your project. When you're doing the presentations, usually you are wearing proper attire. So like if you're going to church, or like if you're going to a job interview, you have to get dressed up. And as far as the essay goes, those, we've only been assigned 2 of those. One was my first year, and then one right now, my second year. My second year one was, they would pick a random, they would have a list, and then the teacher would pick, it would generate like what you would get. I got like mobile X-ray, so I'd explain in my essay, which was like about 3,000 words. So the length of it will vary. And I had explained like the history of the mobile X-rays, explain like what kind of X-rays you can do, how it's used in the hospital, what's our responsibility as X-ray techs, the advances, the precautions that we have to take to keep people safe. And with that one, we do have to do APA format, and you write your essay, check all that grammar, plagiarism, make sure you don't do that. So you usually, like your books, those are fair game. You just quote them, and also like online, like your school, some schools have like an online site which has dedicated library to resources and stuff like that. But usually your teachers are open to help you because they want you to pass. And then let's see, my other big project I had was for my pathology class. And that one, it was, you had an X-ray. You had to take an X-ray in clinicals, and then they would have to find a pathology or disease that the patient had. For instance, some of those that our classes did, there was arthritis, there was some pneumonia, there was like a broken bone, shattered bone, like hemothorax, stuff like that. You would have to actually take the X-ray and then use that as your starting point, and then explain like the disease and how you took the image, what are the causes of it, how can we as X-ray techs help the patient, and stuff like that. That one was usually those projects are like a test grade. Usually that's at the worth amount that they're worth, but overall it's not that bad as long as you don't slack off, because you do have those projects assigned, and then on top of that you have everything else going on. So sometimes if you wait till the last minute, you'll just be there cramming, and sometimes if your teacher doesn't teach as fast, it will catch up to you and it'll be a lot. And I mean, depending on your teacher, certain ones are more stricter on the APA format. I know with my lady, she's a nurse, with her program, like if literally any aspect of the APA wasn't right, automatically you would get deducted. I think it's like 20 points or 25 points, which that's a lot. Our teacher, thank God, she wasn't that strict. She would just deduct a few points. But overall, it's not that, it wasn't crazy bad. I just like working by myself personally, because especially in groups, sometimes certain people don't do what they're supposed to do, and it kind of leans on the other people to do it. But I think to me personally, the most hardest part, well, not hardest, the part that's more frightening is actually presenting in front of your class, because most of the time, especially if it's time, you'll be all nervous, and then you'll be like talking fast, or you'll be saying what, and then you'll be mumbling, or you'll be stuttering, and depending on your teacher, they can also deduct points. But overall, it wasn't that bad, and hope this information's been useful to y'all, and have a good day.